It's Mark Murphy at breakfast. It's a Friday morning. It's 18 minutes to 8, and I'm looking at my screen. Brian in Melton's on the line. Good morning, Brian.
Morning, Leslie.
It's
That's
Mark.
a rum old job in at all this old teeth lark.
Have you had any troubles?
I got a chipped tooth myself. I got a like you. I do play with
With your
my
tongue? Yes.
You sort of rattle your tongue around it, don't you? But
Yeah.
I had it there for the best part of 6 months. I think I had a little bit of stun in something I ate, and that sort of. Well, you hear it go, don't you?
You do. It's a proper little crunch, and
That don't hurt or nothing. That don't hurt, but the tooth is sort of. Yeah, that was sharp, but it's not so sharp now because you play with it with your old tongue, don't you?
yes.
Anyway, another nice sunny day. Here we are. Look now.
Yes.
Look out there now.
That's lovely, isn't it?
I tell you what, you couldn't wish for anything nicer, could you?
No, you couldn't.
But we want a better day than we had yesterday. I know the weather was nice, but we had a bit of drama here yesterday.
What happened, Brian?
Because, well, I had planned it because my mother Doris, she's now 100.
Yeah.
And I had planned to surprise her because she hadn't been to the Suffolk Show for about 10 years. So I was going to take her this year. I thought to myself, right, that would be a nice little treat for her. Take her down there. We were going yesterday. But of course, we couldn't, could we?
No, it was
they
shut.
Didn't have it.
No, it wasn't on.
Because of this virus thingy.
Yes.
So what we done instead was the girl Rosemary, she come up with a good idea. She said, why don't we do a cream tea in the garden?
Very nice.
So I said, that's a good idea, Rosemary. So she said, but you can help. She said, I ain't doing it all. She said, you can do your bit as well. Anyway, we told Mother. Well, that made Mother smile. She was very happy about it. We sorted it all in because the weather was nice, wasn't it, Leslie?
Oh, it was lovely.
The
It's
sun
Mark.
was out,
Yes.
and that was just a gentle little breeze. That weren't too muggy. That was familiar. That was just right. And we had to wait until sort of 3 in the afternoon because she's got this little bit in the garden where it ain't quite so full in the full sunshine, where that's a little bit shaded.
Yes.
For Mother, because her mother's hair is thinning out. So the last thing we wanted to do, although we could have put the cap on,
The
her
shower
head again,
cap back on. Yes.
we thought we'll wait till the sun go round a little bit in that little old nook, and then she can sit in there and she can have that. And there's nothing worse when you got the sun right in you. I always get a headache, Do you get a headache?
I do get a headache. Yes.
You sit there and the sun is right in your eyes. Anyway, yesterday morning I was put the task. Rosemary had to help, of course, and I made my first lot of scones.
Scones.
Scones, yeah. I made some scones yesterday, and I didn't realise that was such a job that you had to, because you have to get it just right, don't you?
I've never made any, Brian, so I don't know.
You do, yes, you do. She got her book out, and we went through. I had to warm the milk. I didn't realise you had to warm the milk, and I had to cut the butter up into. She's quite finicky, old Rosemary. They had to be proper little knobs,
Yes.
And you have to do it with your hands, Leslie. You have to get in there. And you have to, and I tell you what, if I wash my hands once, I wash them a dozen times. She kept saying,
well
wash
done.
your hands again. I know, but that's too much. And I mean, blast! I only just took the milk out of the microwave, and she say, wash your hands again. I said, well, I only just got the jug out. Wash your hands again. Anyway, I tell you what, that's like glue in it because you're mixing this stuff together. And she said, keep rubbing it. Then she put this dozy milk in, and that's like glue. And that was all of my hands. I had a hell of a job to get that off my fingers. And because then she said, now wash your hands again. Anyway, we done all that. We made it sort of, because you have to put them in a circle things, don't you?
Yes, you do. Yes, apparently, yes. Yes.
That's right. So we done all that anyway. Well, I'll tell you what, for the first time, she said, you're done really well, Brian. So because I put some sultanas in as well, because Mother likes sultanas.
Yep.
And the soft ones, because of her plate, of course.
Her plate, yeah. She has problems with that. It goes a bit school-whiffed, doesn't it?
Of course, because if she don't, then it goes sideways when she chews. So anyway, we done all that, and we said, Rosemary made some sandwiches. I didn't do a lot of them because they're little fancy ones, with the old bits of cucumber and all that.
The crust's cut off.
I don't go for all that. I like a scone. That's all right. And when I finished making the scones, she made a Victoria sponge.
Oh, very nice. My favourite.
And she's got one of these things that you stack them up on. That's like a cake stand thingy, and it's got 3 levels.
Yep.
and she put everything on there. She put the sponge on the bottom, and then we put the sandwiches in the middle because they're shaded there and then the scones were on the top.
Lovely.
And doilies, we had the doilies.
Doilies, crikey.
Anyway, we went out because in Rosemary's house, which is where Mother is at the minute.
Yes.
She's got some nice china, so she went and got the china out, and we sat there, and we had a nice cup of tea, and that was all going well. That was all lovely. And then around about 3:20,
Yes.
we sat there, and that was like a scene out of Jaws.
Really?
You know, have you seen that film?
Yes, I have.
That was on the telly this week again. I sat and watched it the other night. That's always on the telly, actually. That's like the only thing they got to put on there at the minute. And we sat there. You know, there's a bit in there where they're in the boat, and there's this shark thing that suddenly appear.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
I do, yes. It comes up and has a go at the boat, doesn't it?
Well, that does, Leslie. Well, we sat there, and about 3:20, all of a sudden, you know that ruddy seagull I was on about?
Oh, yes, the other one that had the eye for you, yes.
Well, that come from nowhere. We sat there, and that was just that was like an eagle, and we knew that because that crapped as that come over. That crapped, and that just missed Rosemary, thank goodness, because she'd have gone absolutely doolally if that had a crapped on her.
Yes, yes.
So she see it, you see. Well, of course, little old dog started barking. That was going berserk, and I said, "We're in trouble here. That's coming for us." And that circled a couple of, and well, that come down, and that was like an eagle. That swooped in. Well, Rosemary was in a flap, Mother was in a flap, the seagull was in a flap, the dog disappeared inside. That's how much use the dog was. That went straight inside. Rosemary say, "I'm going to get an old blanket. We'll flap it out the way. We'll shush it off." She come in, well, because I had to look after Mother, because that was swooping down. Do you know what? That ruddy thing that took Rosemary's scone.
No.
That literally more or less sat on the table. That got hold of the scone, and that was scone. I tell you now, I'd never seen anything. That is as big. That must be as big as a wheelbarrow. When that come down, I'd never seen anything like it. But thankfully, we did have a few extra indoors, so Rosemary still did.
Wow.
And that sort of sat right over where Malcolm's palm tree is.
Yes.
That sat on the roof, just the other side of Malcolm's palm tree. That scoffed the scone, and that sat there looking. So I went and got a bit of old wood, and I said, if that bugger come back over here again, I said, I shan't be responsible for having it. Why are they doing it? Is that because no one's feeding them chips now?
I reckon it is, Brian. I reckon it is. They've been hungry, haven't they? So it's a perfect food for them, perfect meal.
Poor old Mother. I tell you what, Leslie, she sat there, she say, I've never seen anything like it. I said, well, I've never seen one as big as that before, Mother.
Well,
but
I'll tell you what.
We did manage to have the cream tea. Mother did enjoy it after a little bit of drama.
Good.
And,
well, we've got
and that was all very nice.
We've got Chris Packham on the programme later on. I'll see if he's got any tips for you.
Well, talking of tips, I don't know whether you can help me or not, or whether that bloke can, but Rosemary has asked me, because she say before long I'm going to have to move back into my place again,
yes.
Brian. She say, do you think you can do some wallpapering on my chimney breast this weekend? So I said, well, why don't you? I can paint it. She said, well, no. She said, I've got some of this feature wallpaper.
Yes.
Whatever that is.
That's
I ain't
very
got a
trendy.
clue.
Yes.
She say, is there any chance that you can paper my chimney breast? Well, I never done it before. Do you know how to do it? Are you any? What do you do? I know you need the paste. I ain't soft, but what do you do with it? How do you know if you got it round the right way and if that's straight?
Yes, that's. I have done it in the past, but not for a long time. You need to get someone round.
Chimney breast?
I have done a chimney breast.
Because there's corners, you see. I said, well, that ain't straight. I've got to come round. I said, well, what happened if that go off on the cock? You don't know, do you?
No, you don't. Let us know how it goes, Brian, won't you?
Righto, Leslie.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.
Cheerio together.
So there we are. Goodness knows what's going to happen with his chimney breast.